All right. One more time. Tezzeret, just one more time. All right. Welcome back, Vintage Gamers off stream recording because I will be in Pittsburgh for the Steel City event this weekend. I want to make sure that you get your Wednesday, Friday videos. I have one last Tezzeret brew before we start doing some other stuff. This is from Mr. Bubs, who is thinking about playing this deck at the Steel City. This is a Tinker no PO, so it's just a Tinker Tezzeret deck that is Esper colored, and we have an interesting white splash here. We're going to use this demonic, vampiric, mystical Tinker shell to try to establish Time Vault, Tezzeret, Time Vault, Manifold Key as much as possible. And we're going to do that with a couple extra tutors as well. Oswald Fiddlebender, which we saw in the last video, didn't really work out. But we didn't surround Oswald with blue cards, and that is a key difference here. So we do have some Oswalds. Also have a Transmute artifact to go get that Time Vault. And then we have some interesting white splashes in the main here with Portable Hole that we can tutor off Tez, and also an Esper Sentinel that we can tutor off Tez. Tutoring an Esper Sentinel off Tez means we might get to draw a card each turn, and we can actually up this X cost by untapping. It's an artifact creature, so I get +1/+1 counter. So nice little synergy there. The rest of the deck is mostly just a Tinker Shell, 14 lands, no Opal. I think I might have cut an Opal to get another blue card in the deck. Flusterstorms, Chain, the normal stuff. Only 3 stock ups. There's not a lot of room. Could theoretically play a stock up instead of a Transmute artifact, but I'm interested to see how the Transmute artifact works out. Sideboard, you got removal spells, a bunch more removal spells, including that Duskroar's Reliquary that was haunting us in the last video. Enter extra counter magic. I like this counter magic suite for Jewel and Raker and that kind of thing. Does look like we have the dual Tinker targets in Sphinx and Portal. A Walking Bliss is an interesting one, but it's a tutorable card off Tezzeret that can beat up on like Scrawly Crawler, maybe Orcish Bowmaster, that kind of thing, and then a variety of different artifact hate pieces. I'm actually going to change these. I think a Crypt is quite good because it's a 0-drop you can get off of Tezzeret. So I'm going to actually add this instead of. I'm going to take out the Walking Ballista. So sorry if that was a key card or a card you were excited about. I'd like to not lose to Dredge if possible. So that's what we're going to do in this Vintage League today. We're going to run it through, see if we can find if Tezzeret has any play. I'm struggling. I'm trying. The only deck so far that I've actually been happy with Tezzeret in is the 4 Raker, four copies in like the Raker Shops version, especially the combo-oriented Raker Shops version, as well as I think 1 or 2 copies in Jewel makes a lot of sense. But I'm not going to play Jewel on this channel, and I probably won't go back to playing the Raker deck for at least for a little while. So this is going to be our last blue Tezzeret attempt. I'll see you in round 1. Did you know subscribing here on YouTube and following on Twitch are both free ways you can support my vintage content? All right. Round 1. Got a nice Mox opener, stock up, force, basic island, so no DT, but what do you got? Tezzeret as well? Soul Ring. And Vexing Bauble. That's unfortunate. Can't really let that resolve. That's kind of how Vexing Bauble works. Okay. Play around Mindbreak Trap, play around Daze. Can't do both. We got Mana Vault. I guess the answer here is Tezzeret. Or we could go Jet. Jet Tezzeret. I just think we're gonna die is the problem because I used my force on a Vexing Bauble. Now they get to tinker us, right? If there's anything we can really do though, not really. All right, I think we just go Jet and Tezzeret, play the Tezzeret out. Because I can't tutor for a Force, right? I could tutor for a Vexing Bauble. I'm trying not to die, chat. I know I can just play Tezzeret and then DT and get a Time Vault and win the game. But I'm more worried that we won't get the turn to do that. And I think we can win this game if I can live. And the best way to live from this spot is to Demonic for a Vexing Bauble. That's how I'm feeling. Counter their Vexing Bauble and then go get a Vexing Bauble. Tezzeret can get us a Sensei's Top, so stock up. Also, our Tezzeret won't be countered. That's another plus. I don't know. I could be wrong, but my assumption is that it's really tough for me to have another turn if I don't do something to stop my opponent. No mana off that. Let's see what we can do. We could also get the Esper Sentinel. Might be better than a thingy. Could be good. All right, let's go Tezzeret, search. And I might try the Esper Sentinel here. I don't know if it's actually better than getting a top, but I could just get a portable hole and portable hole the Soul Ring. Okay, I kind of like that even more. My opponent missed a land drop off that stock up. They can't cast zeros. Yeah, I kind of like that even more. Little mana denial plan. Another Tezzeret. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, what are they going to even play? Ancestral? Brainstorm. I guess I probably am supposed to get a Sensei's Top. I'm going to have so much mana. So maybe we can get 2 more mana off the Tezzeret as well. All right, well, they were able to find a fetch land off that Brainstorm, but they didn't have before, so that's pretty good. All right, untap this. Play a new Tezzeret. Keep the new Tezzeret. Minus the new Tezzeret. Get a Sensei's Top. Sensei's Top. Oh, they have a Mental Misstep hardcast? That's pretty bad for me. Definitely not cracking this bauble unless something crazy happens. Yeah, I mean, getting my 1-drop Mental Misstep there is certainly bad. Tezzeret? Demonic, Ancestral, assuming. I really do like my Demonic Bauble play. Like, maybe I would have won the game if I had just chose to play Tezzeret and then play Demonic for Time Vault on the next turn. Maybe that wins, but actually I haven't lost any mana crypt flips. That's interesting. I just think that this play was the better play overall. But I do need to find like stock ups or transmutes or something. Ancestral is pretty good, yeah. It is unlucky for my opponent. Chain Probe. Okay. Show me what you got. Force, Mana Crypt, Pearl, Fetch, Island, Land, Stock Up. Wow. All right, I'm going to go untap my Mana Crypt and What I'm going to do is I'm going to chain my Tezzeret and replay my Tezzeret. And I guess I can't get a Lotus to cast this Revelation right now. Oh, Lorien revealed. So then my next best thing is Esper Sentinel, which doesn't make them pay. I mean, it makes them pay 1 for the stock up, but that's not really a big deal. But it's at least something. They're definitely winning this game, but they are resolving stock up. So I don't even have any fetchables left. Yep, they get to pay the 1 here. It's okay, because we're untapping with Lorien revealed. A bajillion mana. We also like won most of our crypt flips, which is really crazy. Maybe all of them. All right. So I'm still looking for something to combo with my Tez. So we'll definitely start by just drawing 3. Blue, blue, colorless, cast. Land, Lotus, misstep. All right, well. Get in for 2. I thought drawing cards would be good here, but we have not found anything that does anything. 5 mana. They can hard cast a force now. It's actually quite relevant. All right, losing some flips now. I drew my own force. I'm just fetching out all my stuff. I don't think I care. Just less hits. Make this thing a 3/3. At least I have a clock. If I didn't have this Esper Sentinel in my deck, I wouldn't be doing anything. All right. I mean, I have counter magic of my own now, so I'm not particularly worried about dying. So it does look like, well, it depends on when they do this force. It does look like I might have been okay to just go for the win on turn 2 or 3 or whatever that was. All right, 2. Is it dig through time? 3. Yogwill. 2. I'm trying to figure out what this is. 2 mana Merchant Scroll. Are you gonna pay the 3? Probably not. No, not paying the 3. What does this get? PO? Chain of Vapor. Okay, for my Vexing Bauble, I assume. Alright, I will just hard cast Mental Misstep on this. I got all counter magic here. Alright, I drew a card, Esper Sentinel. There you go. I'm at 8. I do the Time Vault. But do I beat my own do I beat my own Mana Crypt here? Oh, they don't even want to try? They don't even want to try. Let's see. I can't draw into here. Draw 1. Oh, Yogwill saves me. Okay. The Yogwill would let me Chain of Vapor my Mana Vault and I'd be fine. All right. So I would not have died to my Mana Crypt there. All right, I have 1 a Tinker Mirror. I'm going to bring in Negation and Trap. And I don't actually like Portable Hole, even though it was quite good in that game. I don't like Island in this matchup. Might bring in some Consigns. Don't know if I want to have access to like swords for Hull Breacher, but that doesn't seem like it's necessary. I think Chain in general is like not actually good. And then I can probably get rid of Sync as well. Though it's kind of nice to have Sync. Maybe get rid of Lorien Reveal instead. Try this. I'm not sure. Maybe I want to have Needle. It's just gonna hit all the same things as my own cards, though, is the only problem. Have Force. Don't have turn 1 Tez, but I do have turn 2 Tez. 7-card keep from the opponent. Have another Soul Ring opener. So this could be a Tez opener. Could be a Tinker opener. Could be a Stock Up opener. All of them quite good cards. Tinker the best, obviously. Is it another Vexing start? No, it's a Tez start. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just supposed to force this. Feels like a lot of value to let it go. Probably would force a stock up there too, so. Okay, this makes me interested in just holding up Consign. I do wish I didn't have to force a Tezzeret, because if like they play a stock up or a Tinker after, I'd rather have forced that and consign this. Alright, well, now my opponent knows. Took a free peek at my hand. I wonder if I'm supposed to have Chalice. Yeah, another Tez. Maybe a Flusterstorm back up. I mean, I'm gonna cast it, so. It's not the end of the world if a Tez resolves with no mana, though. Maybe they're just trying to get it out of my hand. Drawing a Mox lets me play a Bobble at least. No, I'm not really sure what this means. Oh, Needle on my Tez. Okay, sure. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to bring in Needle for this, like, very much the same cards mirror. But maybe. Get both your Tezzerets countered and then turn off their Tezzerets. Makes some sense. Not a great draw. Definitely gonna play the Tezzeret, though. Even if it doesn't do anything. My opponent did miss a land drop that turn, so it means they have all action in their hand, which is not great. This is another Tezzeret? No, this is a Karn. That's not good. Attack Tezzeret on the Needle. I still have weight of... I mean, I can still play through it. It's not like this Karn is the end of the world. I don't have any Mox in right now. What do I need? Stock up? Fluster. That would not have been very good. Let's play this because I can get the Meticulous Archive at least. Uh-oh. Almost in Lattice range. I know most decks don't play Lattice, though. Time Vault. 1 card left. What can they tutor for? Usually you can't tutor for much in these decks with Karn. Karn's mostly there to be one-sided null Ron. Here we go. Soul got... nope, just a plus. Alright. Flusterstorm doesn't really help me against anything but maybe Pio. This doesn't give me a black source, but I feel like a Surveil is stronger. Is stronger. Surveil is so broken. Stock up. Love that. I'm going to play this so I have the ability to maybe play through a counter spell. Okay. I'm going to go with Consign and Tinker, and then hopefully we'll resolve a Tinker on the next turn. Consign, maybe they play this turn and come out with a win? That'd be pretty exciting. Stock up is so good. Black. Demonic. That resolves. Are they going to go Tinker? Key. Oh, right. That makes sense. All right. I have a Consign. Nice. They can get a Soul Guide Lantern, exile the key, and then get the key on the next turn. That's probably the play I would make if they have a Soul Guide in their sideboard, which I feel like they should. Or a Tormod's Crypt. Both of those work. See if they find the line. I do have a Tinker coming, though, so I have a good chance of winning. No, attacking with the Needle. I don't know if they have a Soul Guide or a Tormod's Crypt, but that's what I would do. Minus, exile the key, and then get the key with Karn's minus, because it can get things in exile that are not from your sideboard. I am going to play this Emerald. It does Storm and makes a mana off of Academy. And then I'm going to get a Citadel and hopefully win. Let's see. Harn. Oh, sorry. Tezzeret. Brainstorm. Ooh. That's kind of bad. I guess what I can do is go 5 life down and force my Tezzeret. It's really not great. Okay. So I have a sink as the only way to bounce this needle. Or actually, I can remove it right now if I found a way to remove it. What do we have? I have a sink. I think I take the sink. Oh, wait. I need to get rid of this Karn, too. Okay. Huh. Maybe I do need to have multiple chains and stuff. 4 life. Okay, so that... Okay, so this turns still. I bounce the Karn. I guess if I have a piece of counter magic or something at this point, that would be bad. And then I need to find a key. Transmute. Transmute my soul ring. I don't know if a time vault is correct right now. It might be better to a top. We got 2 life. Need to find like Yogwill. Stock up. Oswald. I need to like counter this Karn on the way back down as well. I think this needs to be a Sensei's top. Trap will do that. Okay, so let's play Jet. Spin again. I can't cast Vamp. So let's draw Vamp for turn to get it away. No, I guess I would rather just draw the Mindbreak Trap. Okay, go to my next turn. Draw the Mindbreak Trap. Play the land. Spin. Lotus, Mana Vault. Lotus. Don't think I play the Mana Vault. Ancestral. Okay, I guess I will draw with top, cast Ancestral. Replay, Mana Vault. Replay top. How much does this make? 8. Spin with top. There's a key. And a force. Okay, I'm just going to keep double counter and go to the next turn. I'm going to miss something like obvious, but For now, this seems fine. Yogwill. All right. I will Flusterstorm your Yogwill. They can pay, and then all they get is a probe. I could also counter it. I should counter it. I still have Mind Break Trap and Force, and their last card in hand is Karn. So we will win this game eventually. I want to draw the E and then play the Saga. I guess if they had a Yogwill, it makes sense to not go for like the Soul Guide play. Play the Saga. Play the key. Spin the top. Force Mental Misstep. Okay, let's do top. Activate. Untap. Draw. Draw. Replay the top. Spin the top. Same cards on top. I can obviously fetch. I just don't feel like I want to. We'll get there eventually. We have Saga tokens too. All right, I assume this is Karn. To which I hard cast a Force. My Bear Trap's a little bit more flexible. Let's draw with top. And hard cast a Mental Misstep. And then we'll go to my next turn. All right, so... All right, we're going to get there. We are definitely going to get there. It's just taking us much effort. Play a top. Spin the top. An Esper Sentinel and a Force. I don't really care about an Esper Sentinel. Let's draw with top. Untap top. Draw with top. Give me another Force in here. Get me a new top. And spin my top. Fiddlebender. Okay, let's play a Fiddlebender. Drawing top. Play a Fiddlebender. Okay, and then we pass. All right, so next turn we take infinite turns. And also we have counters, 2 counters, and a construct. Yeah, this one is finally over. Oh, F6 check from the opponent. I like it. Chain of Vapor. No. GG's. All right. Wild. All right, let's run it back. Round 2. Yeah. That seems fine. Could die on turn 1, but pretty sure I want to play my Mana Vault on turn 1. Maybe I can get away with not. I can't really get away with not playing my Mana Vault on turn 1 because of Wasteland, right? That's the big reason I can't get away with it. So we'll just go Tundra, Mana Vault, Tezzeret. I think that's acceptable. Force our opponent to have action. If they don't have action, we can do a variety of things. Don't have Chalice to get for 0. That's something I think might just be misbuilt about this kind of deck. You think you just want to have access to the Chalice for when you have 3 mana on turn 1, but no way to play like a Vexing Bauble, right? I'll have to think about that. Obviously, I can just untap Mana Vault. I could tutor Sapphire. I kind of like tutor Sapphire. I think it's likely my opponent doesn't have blue cards in their deck, but I don't like tutor Lotus. I'd rather have the Sapphire. I can always brainstorm as well, so this lets me hold up Flusterstorm if that's good, and brainstorm into a force if I need to. I like this. Okay, like I said, I thought it might be a workshop deck. Might be a combo-oriented workshop deck. Oh, I might just be dead. Fair. 6 mana on turn 1, covered a jewel. Tinker? Storm is 3, so Flusterstorm 4 copies, or 3 copies, 4 total. They could force 1 and pay the rest. If they have turn 1 Tinker with force backup as a workshop player. Looks like they are going to. Damn. That's crazy. So this is a spot where if I had played Lotus, I would have been able to go Brainstorm and then Flusterstorm uncounterably. Don't know if that's correct or not, but it's something to consider here, as my opponent Coveted Jewel kills me on turn 1 with Tinker with force backup. Yeah, wow, we died. Okay. I mean, I like what I did in general. I don't know if fetching Black Lotus so that I can hold open Fluster. I mean, Fluster on turn 1 is usually going to get the job done. It just so happened my opponent had 8 million mana. Average jewel hand. Yeah. I mean, if they hit literally anything, we die. They hit nothing, I guess we could live. No, doesn't look like we're living if they're tapping a jewel. PO. I mean, simply having force here would not have done it, so. But I had a play that would have survived this turn if I had gone Lotus. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that still. Let me know in the comments if you would have gone for Lotus there. It makes a lot of sense to play a longer term game plan with the Sapphire, but it definitely makes my Fluster slightly better, so. No Null Rod in my sideboard, just 4 pieces of counter magic. I'm going to take out Island and Sink and Chain and Portable Hole. Keep everything else. Let's try again. This does win on turn 2. Is that enough to keep versus Jewel? Probably not, but I'm willing to risk it here. If I do probe into a force, I guess it doesn't even help me. I'd have to probe into a consign or negation, maybe. But no, this. Oh, now I win on turn 1. But if I didn't, like my hand's good against One Ring hands. This is an Ancient Tomb, right? So they have Ancient Tomb, Emerald, Bauble. I mean, that hand's not even that good, but they do still die because I drew exactly key. So, Yeah, no, I don't know. My hand like beats ring hands really well, but it doesn't beat, turn one jewel hands, so I will kill you on turn one as well. No force backup for me though. I just had to jam it. All right, game 3. Let's continue doing jewel things. Tinker mirrors, everyone. This is what you want. This is what the vintage world wants. Tinker mirrors, bring them back. What do I got? I got a force. Love that for me. Keeping this hand. This key's a little sus because they can copy it with Metamorph, but Vexing Bubble. Ancestral. I guess keeping in Fluster is a little weird. Yeah, I think Ancestral gets to resolve. Mm-hmm. I do think I have to play out my Manifold Key to build out my mana. Keep this Brainstorm. Maybe I'll get to use it with a Scalding Tarn. I think it's likely I'm dead, but you never know. Ancient Tomb. 4 mana ring. Karn. Well, can't let that resolve. I think I'm just going to keep the stock up. That's it. Okay. Yogwill. Not really a good one. Okay. Lotus, Consign, Time Walk, Mystical. Interesting. I taking Black Lotus Time Walk is certainly a powerful line. Taking Lotus Mystical. I think we need a Consign though. If we don't give our opponent no turns, I think we want to Consign. Just trying to figure out the best play. If it might just be like Consign Mystical and then just go for the win. Probably. Though if I go Consign Lotus, I can have Flusterstorm and Consign up. And I still will have Lotus for Yogg. Might be just better. This does mean I have to draw action though, which is a problem. Oh wait, I don't need to draw action. I have a stock up in my yard. I could even go Yogwill stock up right now. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to hold open Fluster, Consign with Replicate, live through a turn. And then on the next turn, I'll have Yogwill. Even if I use my Lotus, I'll still have access to this. Mystic Forge. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is just Consign it without Replicate. It's kind of a greedy play, but I think it fits what's going on here. PO for 2. So if I were to let this Lotus go, I could Yogwill with 1 blue floating, Lotus and stock up still. Sure. I think that's acceptable. I will Fluster. If they had a force, they would have hit the Consign, so I think this is more than reasonable. I don't think they have anything like that left. All right. Let's see what we draw. Demonic. Can't get Lotus, though. I can get Time Vault. I can't win on the spot with that, though. But what if I go Yogwill? Demonic is a land and a... All right, yeah. I mean, this is a winning line. Oh, it just wins? Sick. Yeah, Demonic Yogwill is still good. And I have a Flusterstorm backup. I won't win on the spot if they had something, but... All right. Beat Jewel. Love that for me. Cool. All right, on to round 3. So far, I'm not really convinced Tezzeret was really the way we won these matches. But it hasn't been bad. And talking about things that are not bad. This hand is not bad, let me tell you. So we can deploy Tezzeret, Vexing Bauble, and with it on the stack, Ancestral if they go for a counter spell. They did not. All right. Well, then I guess I'll cast Ancestral. And I have Mystical Tutor for Tinker for win. I shall pass with all this open here. Kind of a broken start. A lot of restricted cards. Oh, bizarre. Okay, they're definitely dead then. Because I have Vexing Bauble. Yeah. Well, you're not casting any spells for the rest of the game, and I'm getting a Tinker and winning. All right. Vexing Bauble, turn 1, did its job here. I take exactly 1 damage, and then I exactly win the game. All right. Cast Tinker, Tinker my Mana Vault, turn it into a Time Vault, take infinite turns with Tezzeret. Cool. Are we playing it out for fun? That is within your right. No. Okay. Nice, easy turn 1 win, basically, against Dredge, and it only gets better from here. Gets a lot, like, just really good from here. Karn can go. I think I want to have access to Citadel. Island can go. Portable Hole can go. Esper Sentinel can go. Chain can go. The rest can stay. All right. Like that. Love that. Would do that again. That was Tezzeret being very good, I would say. That if there was a clear example of a time where Tezzeret was nuts, that was it. I don't mind this hand. Let's give it a shot. It's not the best, but certainly reasonable. Turn off their spells, then go for a Tinker. 4 cards in my opponent's hand. Might be able to just get a Sphinx in there. Could, of course, just go like Vamp for a Needle as well. Just go turn 1 Vexing Bauble, Vamp for Needle, and then Mystical for Tinker. Rolled a 3 from the opponent. Mold 3 could still have a Grief, a Bazaar, and a Dredger, so. Or, I guess the worst thing for me would be Mental Misstep, maybe. Oh, they exiled their 3 to Serum Powder, and then they molded 2. So Vexing Bauble might not actually be needed. My opponent is currently on a mold 2. That is something that happens when you play Dredge. Alright, they kept a 2-carder. If they activate, they'll have no cards, so the Vexing Bauble won't actually do very much. No cards for my opponent. Yogg will. Alright, well, I am going to Vexing Bauble anyways. They will get a full turn here. I guess it means I can't like Tormod's Crypt as easy. They hit a Creeping Chill, and that Creeping Chill hits a Silver Smoke Ghoul. I think what I might do is I might Mystical for Tinker and Tinker off of my Bauble, and then I'll Vamp for a Graveyard Clear. Because I don't expect them to play any spells, so. I think a Sphinx here has a higher chance of winning, because it will have backup in the form of Vamp. I don't think they can kill me through a Sphinx here, but maybe they can. Triple Icarid. Do I get killed through a Sphinx here? They should probably activate in response, right? Because now they're not bringing all their Icarids back. That was weird. I don't understand that. I think my opponent was supposed to just full send on their Dredge. As long as I live this turn with enough health, I can just vamp for a Tormod script. I'm gonna have one Dredger left. Yeah, like this doesn't full send doesn't beat me. I guess full send doesn't beat me, so maybe it doesn't matter. Actually, I guess if they have enough creatures in play after this. Let's see. Nothing in their yard though. They didn't bring back the troll. They brought back Stink. Attacking here is fine. Okay, so I can just vamp for a graveyard clear here. I'm gonna do Tormod script because it'll be easier to Yogg-Will back. Yeah. I probably should have attacked first, let an Archimeva go to the... I mean, they probably just don't block. Doesn't actually matter. But Sphinx is definitely good in spots like this. Though I'm not sure like if there was any chance that my opponent could have like pushed through a Sphinx in that one attack. They would need... I guess there probably just isn't, right? Because there probably wasn't enough Creeping Chills. There was only 2 Creeping Chills. Yeah, probably not. But with 2 more Icarids, they would have done 6 damage. They would have made a 5 with hit. Yeah, I mean, if they like hit 2 chills, I don't know. I think I would have, in my upkeep, I would have activated Bazaar and full sent, dredge as much as possible, return as many Icarids as possible, and hope that it was enough. That's probably what I would have done. All right, here we go. 3-0 up against 0 mana. Usually playing, what's that deck called? Chameel, Azure Beastbinder, other shops, whatever you want to call it. I'm a little worried about this hand. Not having a force, but I'm not putting back Triple Moxen, Tinker, Time Vault, Demonic Tutor. It's too good. Lotus and Tap Sync. Let's see. Do need to look up my opponent's counterspell suite though to inform how I want to play. He's actually been having some pretty decent success recently in challenges. I'm looking at 2 mana drain, mental misstep, 2 negation, 2 sync, 4 force of will. Okay, so there's a lot of counter magic off of this Black Lotus. I mean, I'm almost at the point where I can do both things on turn 1, right? What spell do I want to get countered that I don't want to get countered? No Mindbreak Trap, right? And no Flusterstorm. So if I get my Tinker countered... I mean, I don't have to get my Tinker countered. I could just Demonic for a Fluster, right? I would have to use my land drop, though. So I have like 2 options. I can either just Tinker as bait here, make my opponent counterspell it, and then I'll have 3 mana. I can go Demonic Ancestral. I can go Demonic Key. Or I have 4 6 mana. I can go Tinker, Demonic for a Fluster, Flusterstorm back up on my Tinker. No land drops to give. My gut instinct is that that's better. Wait, no, I can't do that. I have... Yeah, no, I have exactly enough mana to do that. And if my opponent counters the Demonic Tutor, it's even better, because then I can Tinker without using my land drop. Negation, pitching, negation. That kind of makes me think my opponent has triple counter spell, but... Yeah, triple counter spell. So they started with negation, pitching, negation, and not mana drain? That's kind of crazy. I guess they're worried about me maybe playing a creature off of my mana. I don't know. All right, well, my opponent did end up getting a Tinker, mana drain tinkered here, so they have 4 mana to deploy a Karn and kill me. I kind of like the way I played it. My opponent had triple counter spell. It's tough. Yeah. How do I do it every time, chat? How do I know with absolute certainty my opponent is going to untap and hit me with the only way this works is if they choose to mana drain a 3-drop after. Oh my god. It's so crazy. All right. Yeah, I mean, Lotus mana drain still pretty good. Need my opponent not to have double counter. I guess I technically had triple counter because I had 2 negations. And then I kind of needed them to have no payoff, and they had the best possible payoff, so I can't really win this game with any one draw. So I probably have to go like Ancestral into Academy, Chain, Yogg, maybe. Something like that. I guess Academy is not doing much after this thing, plus a couple more times, though. Like, if this is a 1-ring, I think we're still okay. If it's a stock up, we're probably still okay. If it's a, Chamil or a Relic of Sauron or whatever, we're still okay. But Karn is GG on the spot, sadly. But, I mean, this is one of the best possible hands. Though, if my opponent was on the draw, they definitely were losing this game. Well, no, they probably would have had double force. They could have possibly had double force if they were on the draw. So maybe they don't lose this game on the draw. My black fetch here means I can't play this Esper Sentinel, which is not good. What my opponent got? They got a Disruptor Flute. It's a weird one. What is that for? Just turning off force or something? I don't really understand. Talarian. This only makes 1 mana right now, but we'll make 2 once they play a Disruptor Flute. Yeah, I've drawn all of my Moxen. Normally pretty good. Pretty bad into turn 2 Karn, though. I'm surprised they don't want a Flute to get an additional mana and maybe go for a Lattice. Confusing. Yeah, I mean, I can't be sad. I had a broken hand to the point where I kind of had 2-ish must counter threats on turn 1. But I definitely saw that mana drain coming the whole way. Oh man. Yeah, there wasn't that many good things that can play off the mana drain. It was really like Karn, Tezzeret, stock up, ring, ring, ring. It's not too bad. I assume this just names Force. What else are you naming with this Disruptor Flute? They could name Chain of Vapor. Yeah. Chain of Vapor might be a pretty good one to name. Another tutor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get a 1 mana card like a Soul Guide Lantern. And then the next turn get a Lotus or Lattice. I know he has Lattice. I know his deck list. Yeah, Needle. This game was definitely over after the Karn was cast, but we get to play it out in case we draw well. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised because they played a tapped Sick on turn 1 and didn't represent that off of Lotus, which means I basically 100% thought they had a mana drain or a negation off of the Lotus. Because you just probably wouldn't even play the sync if you could hold. Maybe you would always play the sync because it's too important. Either way, I'm gonna bring in Consign and Negation and Trap. All of these seem very reasonable. I'm gonna bring in Needle for the 1 ring. So basically, I'm gonna be able to shut down their whole plan. I think I'm gonna leave the chain in, just as an extra Karn answer this time. And then, so I'll take out the Yogg Will. It's probably fine, but it's like a little clunky. This is my opponent's deck list for anyone wondering. It's 2 Mishra's Workshop, 3 Ancient Tomb, a bunch of artifact mana, some number of 1 rings and other targets, and then a bunch of blue cards to facilitate 6 forces, mana drains and stuff. There's a Beastbinder and a Masticore in the main, and looks like there's 1 Tezzeret and 1 Karn in the last build. It's an interesting selection of magic cards for sure. It definitely has the power to win games. It's got a bunch of good cards in it, like Tinker. This hand is a little sus because I don't actually think these flusters are like the end-all be-all, and I don't have the mana to really push forward, so I think I'll want to mulligan this and look for something better. This is definitely better. I'm going to get rid of this Tundra and go with Saga Soul Ring, double counterspell into Constructs and Time Walk. Should be pretty good. Hopefully we don't run into the Azure Beastbinder. It's quite good against Constructs. I think it just kills them because it removes all their abilities, if I recall correctly. No, never mind. It makes it a 2/2, so it does not actually kill them. My bad. All right, 1 spell, 2 spells. I have Trap open, and you now know it. Do you play into my trap? Do you try to bait my trap? It'll be interesting to see. Springs, maybe just Springs tap go. I'll probably trap most things here just because my opponent already knows about trap, so it's hard to get value off the trap later. Though it does mean I can't like pitch my trap to Force of Will and use my Time Walk with my constructs, so there are certainly downsides, is what I'm saying. No. Untap pass holding open mana drain, it looks like. It's the only thing this really symbolizes, right? So this means I definitely will not Time Walk with my construct here. And we'll just pass back onto their turn. Oh, Ancestral on my upkeep with like a Flusterstorm backup, maybe? I see. Yeah, I mean, I'm not forcing that, so. Now I could go Time Walk, especially if I draw a blue card. I did not draw a blue card. Definitely makes me not want to Time Walk. I also get more value of Time Walking later, so. I guess. I mean, this is the only card they don't know about, but I could go Meticulous Archiving, so. I guess it's a little bit worse. Mana Vault. They get 1 more spell before Trap is on. I guess if this is the 1 Tezzeret, it's a key. All right, key is fine. So now they know their next spell is getting trapped if they play it. They'll probably just pass the turn holding up Hardcast Force. We get to make constructs, and we're probably making double constructs and hoping that the counter magic we have is enough, plus maybe a Time Walk if we draw a blue card. Okay, drew a blue card. So the question here is it worth it to get... I don't think it's worth it to get a Vexing Bauble. So maybe we just Needle Manifold Key. If I get a Black Lotus, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 mana. Maybe Hardcast Trap. Hardcast Trap regardless. I could, if I don't Time Walk, I can have Hardcast Force, Altcast Trap, Altcast Force. Okay, I'm just going to use a Needle, and I'm just going to Needle Manifold Key. And I'm going to play this, and I'm going to just go for the tempo plan here. This is triple counterspell, so... And a Time Walk resolving is instant lethal. An extra artifact is almost lethal. And they know about everything except for the second force. So they know about the double counterspell. If they use their own force and I find another artifact, it's lethal. Lots of good things happening here. Very much a Saga gaming hand. All right, untapping. What do you got? This also gets rid of some, like, oops, I win time vault draws. Obviously, they can still time vault, but I felt like hitting the active manifold key that's generating them at least 2 mana is pretty good comparatively. All right, see what opponent comes up with here. They know about 3 of my 4 cards in hand. They have a Tinker. All right, we're definitely countering a Tinker. Obviously, they can't time vault here, but they can do end stones and other various things that are bad for me. I think I'd rather have black mana. I'm going to cast Force on your Tinker. They've only cast 1 spell, so they know Mindbreak Trap's not on if they counter back at the moment. Hopefully they force back and go to 10. Oh, Flusterstorm back. Yeah. Just clear the stack. It makes my life easier. Yep, I mean, I'll force back. And I have Mindbreak covering the top, and then I have Hardcast Mindbreak covering the rest, so. I think we're going to get to a game 3. All right, they forced, so now an artifact is lethal. They could have force plus fluster still. So it would have been Tinker with force double fluster. Because I do know about my Mindbreak Trap, so. Yeah, wow. So they had force double fluster. So what do they get here? If they have an extinguisher battleship, I feel like they're gonna get an extinguisher battleship, even though I don't feel like that card is quite good against me. I bet they brought it in and it's gonna wipe the whole board. Yeah, I mean, Ancestral into Tinker with double fluster force backup through my double force Mindbreak Trap is certainly good. I assume that's what's happening here. I don't think an end stone is gonna do it unless because I can draw an artifact. They might not have brought it. They might not have brought in a Extinguisher Battleship, and so they could get a Chameel or a One Ring or I think an end stone. No, they went for a Chameel. Okay, we're lucky it wasn't an Extinguisher Battleship here. All right, artifact wins the game for me. Artifact wins the game. It's a probe. Pay the life. They have Karn Drain, and then I draw a white card. Okay. So they're at 2. They can play a Karn, stand up a Chameel, and then hope to hit a creature. If I lose this game, I'll be very sad, but I kind of thought I was losing off the Tinker, and it just got a Chameel, so that wasn't too bad. I almost kind of feel silly fighting over it if that was what we were getting. But I guess if I let it resolve, then all their spells can't be countered, so it does turn off all my forces. But I would have had Time Walk for the win, right? I guess they would have just countered it. But against double fluster, though. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Tough choices. You kind of expect a Tinker to win the game, but I did make it so the Tinker didn't win the game by playing this Needle. So maybe the Needle play was actually really, really strong, because if I hadn't Needled Manifold Key, then I would have gotten Time Vault keyed there. I don't know what my opponent drew, but if I were my opponent and I drew nothing, I think you just have to go Karn, stand up Chameel as a blocker, and then hope your Chameel discovers into a creature. Your two creatures that you can hit are Beastbinder, Masticore, but you could also theoretically hit Hull Breacher if you brought it in. My opponent is just passing to Chameel, hitting a stock up. Okay. I mean, if they have like a Hercules or something they brought in, then they could always Hercules both the creatures. I don't know. Don't know. I got nothing left in the tank though here. I still think fetching black makes sense over fetching white. This is end step. Oh, dress down? Please don't dress down me. That'd be crazy. Be so good. I mean, Hercules and dress down are both insane here. It might be Disruptor Fluke. That's the only thing I can think of. Oh, they have this town ain't big enough. Ah. This town ain't big enough. I mean, they have mana drain up. Let's attack and make my opponent beat this. Ah, they could have hit double. This town ain't big enough. I think they said 1 mana off, so maybe they missed on I don't know what's 1 mana then. Oh, maybe they drew Ring for turn, and no, they could have cast Ring. I think we were lucky to actually get out of that game alive, which is crazy. All right, game 3 versus 2 Workshop Other Blue Tinker .deck. I'm surprised we didn't get Extinguisher Battleship. I thought for sure it was happening. Oh, this hand does not function. I didn't know. Oh, yeah, I did know about the Double Fluster there was brutal though. It's kind of looked like our opening hand a little bit, but we didn't have the mana to go with Double Fluster. They were a little short on mana too. Let's mulligan this hand, and then I think I have to keep this and hope to hit a blue source. I think this is fine. Just have to hope to hit mana. Talon Gates. Go. Come on, baby. Blue mana, baby. Blue mana, baby. Upkeep. Ancestral. All right, well, I'll force. Upkeep, Ancestral, force backup. All right. Our opponent is drawing, unfortunately, a little too good for us to beat. I don't think we're gonna win. We also missed on our blue source here, so yeah, too many ancestral hands. Lucky to get away with the last win. Chameel takes no prisoners. Karn? It's always Karn. Just throw down a Karn. Vexing Vobble. All right. Well, turns off my Mind Break Trap. Key. Jesus. Untap Vault. And Karn? No, and Karn. All right. I think I can still technically play this game if I draw a blue land right here. Did not draw a blue land. I'm pretty sure we're dead. Literally any payoff kills us. Ooh, making 6 mana? Chameel? You'd think this free spell would get countered by the Bobble, but no, the Chameel synergy. Vexing Bobble spells can't be countered. Got him. Still a blue land to play the game. I feel like with a blue land, we actually have a pretty decent shot of playing the game. We can time walk and to stock up and to go for a vault key, but I did not hit what I needed to play the game, sadly. I think my hand is still a keep. Like, you need to, like, have... The opponent is, like, an all-in crazy artifact deck with tons of fast mana and payoffs, and just keeping the responsive hand on the draw, it's totally fine. Guess we're not going to trophy. I was kind of hoping that might be the case, but I don't know. Our deck is really clunky. It's tough. Blue land! White creature! How about that, Justin? How about white creature? I'm 10 cards deep. Yeah, I'm in. Ooh, a Talarian Academy. It's pretty good. Ah, probe. Can't be countered. Synergy. I love it. We are so Dredge. No one has been more Dredge. All right, Karn, I'm out. Peace. All right, here we go. Fifth and final round. Looks like we have another Dredge gamer, seeing as there was double powder, keep 7. I think this is a turn 2 Tinker with possible Fluster backup. Is that even going to be good enough? 2 griefs are gone and 1 force is gone. I'm going to try keeping this. It might not be good enough to beat Dredge, to be perfectly honest, but I think there is some upside at least. Ugh. Dredge. Our deck should be decent against Dredge, though. So far, so good against Dredge. We'll see. We got to beat Dredge game 1 last time. I'm just, like, seeing a world where we can theoretically tinker with Fluster backup, and it might be good enough. And if my opponent lost 2 griefs to the powders, that seems like a reasonable avenue to approach. Like, any kind of mana rock gives us our Clarion double blue. And even if not... Oh, look at that. Look at that, chat. Look at that. All right, so now I have Mystical, I have Flusterstorm, and I can get a Tinker and Tinker next turn, and that might win. Okay, okay. Just as we drew it up. Sometimes you keep a hand and you don't draw a blue source for every turn ever. I guess we want to see if the... All right, I want to cast Mystical first, because I know... I guess I could have Trap backup. No one's playing main deck Vigor now. It's kind of odd. Obviously, this Tinker is really bad if they do somehow resolve this. Maybe I'm supposed to... I thought, like... I thought there might be some upside in, like, casting Mystical first to try to bait, like, anything, but... Because now, like, if I get... Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get Ancestral. I'm going to still go for the plan that wins the game, so... But now they know, so if they have a Mindbreak Trap here, it does win the game. Probably. I could technically draw another Moxen off the top after Tinker, but... Wait, they did not activate their Bazaar? They're trying to keep some kind of card in hand? What are they trying to keep in hand? A second Bazaar? A Grief. Okay, I have nothing for this. This Grief does nothing. Because I have a Mystical Tinker on top. So unless they have like another Vigor green card. I was surprised to see Vigor at all in game 1. It's just not very common anymore, but... Maybe they have Force blue card as well. That'd be pretty crazy. Holy shit. They had Force blue card, Force green card, Grief black card, Bazaar 7? After missing out, after losing a Force and a Grief and 2 Griefs to Powders? Alright, well, I don't think there was any chance of ever winning. Sometimes that happens. Alright. F6, F6. think we're just dead. Are we dead right now? 2 chills. 1 Icarid. Guess we're not dead. 3 chills. 4 chills. So I am at 4. What's the only way I win this game is like Ancestral into Vault Key? Ancestral Time Walk, Vault Key or something? Where are their Icarids? They lost 2 Icarids to Powders. Wow, this game was crazy. Okay, Ancestral. Portable Hole, yay. All right, did not beat Dredge in this game 1, but they did keep 7, so was I expected to beat Dredge in this game 1? Surely not. Okay, Island. Actually, I don't know. I don't hate Yogwell. Portable Hole, Esper Sentinel, Chain of Vapor, Sink into Stupor? Something like that seems reasonable. Okay. I don't know if that's the same as I did last time, but it's gotta be pretty close. I have a cage. And not much else. These Oswalds have looked really bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. Having to have white mana is way too hard. Uh, this hand is so bad besides having 1 cage. I kind of want to just put it back and look for something better. Our deck is really strong. Like, this is much better, obviously. I think we just go Soul Ring back and play Sapphire, Mana Crypt, and Cage. This might not win, by the way. This might not actually beat Dredge, because it's really bad against Hollow One. My opponent's on a mold 5 at the moment. But this at least had, like, Flusterstorm protection, so I thought it was a reasonable attempt. Alright, well, at least the cage resolved. Don't think that's enough, like I said. Any number of hollow ones here is pretty bad. I don't know if I'm at the point where I'm forcing a hollow one. I probably am. Trolls, Imp, 3 Dredgers from the opponent. No Grief, no hollow one. Lost the flip. Drew the stupid Fiddle Bender that I can never ever cast. Yay. I assume they're just natural drawing here and natural bazaring. No dredging. Pitched a second bazaar. I'm going to force this. They forced back, and then I'm going to fluster, leaving them with 1 card, and they need to draw out of it. I kind of need to draw out of it too, as I do have a mana crypt. But any white, any fetch land would be pretty reasonable here. So fetch land lets me turn my mana crypt into a needle, and then I guess it doesn't. Yeah, it does. Stock up is pretty good. Jet Ancestral Underground Sea. Okay, well, I will go Underground Sea Ancestral. Lotus. I get Mindbreak trapped here as their last card, but that's okay. All right. Almost there. Maybe the first thing we do is actually we just get a Vexing Bauble. That will shut them down completely. I have one more turn here before I mean, they don't know that they don't know that I have white mana. They could play this game in the hopes that I never have white mana and then they can't get hit. Because what are they going to do here? I guess if they're activating here, the only thing they're going for is a hollow one before they get Vexing Bobbled out. Which is not an unreasonable play. But if they don't find a hollow one here, they are locked out on the next turn. So. All right. Yeah, I'll just do this. It's like a turn slower, but it guarantees the victory, so it's fine. Okay. All right, one more time. Yep, that hand's great. It's so good. My opponent has a mold of 5 on a 4 on a 3. Opponent's currently on a mold of 3. Should be really good against a mold of 3. They powdered on 3, molded 2. Dredge just doing the mulligan thing. Should be able to beat every 2, I think, with this hand. They powdered on 2 and then kept on 2. And they're going to go to 0, and then we're going to resolve a cage, and they're going to lose. Okay. Is it better to resolve a cage or a lantern? Guess it doesn't matter. We're also going to get a key for our time vault later. Yep. I don't know. This is the difference between a mold of 2 for Dredge and a 7-card keep for Dredge. My opponent has lost connection from the game. I sure hope not forever. I sure hope that's a momentary lost connection. But we'll see. I'll pause it and I'll let you guys know. All right, they came back. Just a disconnection. Now they have to make a hard choice of what they're going to do here. Looks like they're just going to activate into the lantern. All right. My opponent is very dead. They just don't know it yet. They might concede after this cage happens. They have to probably go for Vigor, green card, which they're multiple turns away from. Looks like they're going to go for the hollow one route. Not unreasonable either. And then if we hit any mana source, we get to go Vault Key. I guess that works. Because I can go Mana Vault off of this. And play Time Vault and Tezzeret. Cool. All right. 4-1 league. Almost the 5-0. We just were not able to vanquish 0 mana with the Chameleons. So 4-1. No 5-0, but a pretty good showing. The problem is, I don't know how much of this showing we get to, like, I think almost none of this we get to credit towards Oswald or the White Splash. We definitely didn't play any Swords to Plowshares matchups, so I think the White Splash was basically useless. In this set, very specifically in this set, we just like didn't play against things that wanted to be portable hold. We played against basically only Bizarre and Tinker combo, right? So a weird set of 5 matches. I will say that some of the games Tezzeret was extremely good in, right? Tezzeret did some serious work tutoring Vexing Bobble, mostly tutoring Vexing Bobble. I think that's by far Tezzeret's best use is tutoring Vexing Bobble, but it definitely took a bunch of infinite turns as well. We had at least one game where Tinker Citadel was very good. It wasn't a bad league by any means. I just didn't feel like it was a very convincing league. I know we went 4-1, almost 5-0 in this league. I at no point felt like, maybe the only time I felt like I had a really good thing going on was when I was doing like Tinker with Force Backup or turn 1 Tezzeret with Vexing Bobble, but those are like few and far between. You have to high roll pretty hard to get those kind of hands. Yeah, I'm just not sold. I just don't think that this is the direction that I'd want to be going if I'm playing, playing a tournament. I don't know if like Tinker just doesn't feel right anymore. It's very powerful, obviously, but it's just really a high variance spell. Really bad if it gets countered. Don't know the answer. I thought in general the list was fine and the stuff worked. So here we go. We actually have a nice little almost 5-0 with Tezzeret. So to prove the card isn't bad. I think we did that on like the first and second video, but we kind of did a whole roller coaster ride. We started off with like a really sick Tezzeret video, and then I top 8'd with Tezzeret, and then I went like 05, 05, 05, 05, and now I'm back. It turns out, surprised to, I know, most of my YouTube watchers, when you put Force of Will and other blue cards around your fun card, it does a lot better than if you were to simply not register blue cards in your deck. Might be a life lesson, might be a deep vintage lesson here, or maybe it's just nothing. Who knows? More vintage content on the YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.